So in terms of an intro, I can talk to you about movies. I want to go see a couple movies this weekend, but I haven't seen anything that anybody has been talking about. My buddy's got me convinced we're going to go see Weapons this weekend.
I've
It's
seen
the same
that
guy who did Barbarian.
Yeah. I've seen that advertised. Zach Kreger, I think. But I really liked Barbarian, so. And again, I'm not a horror guy, so.
And then the other one he said that we need to watch is a movie called Him.
Him? Is
That one also, I think, comes out this weekend.
Hopefully that's not an AI movie. That's all about. No? This is football? What is this?
Kind of.
Oh, gosh. Okay. This feels like a Jordan. Oh, it is.
It's Jordan Peele.
It is
and
Jordan
Wayland's.
Peele. Yeah, okay. This makes sense.
So he's like, I want to see this one when it comes out. I also want to see the new Nobody 2 movie. Have you seen Nobody?
Mr. Nobody?
No, just Nobody.
Oh, no, I haven't seen this. Bob Odenkirk?
Odenkirk?
I have not seen that.
Movie is surprisingly good. So good.
This feels like adult Home Alone or something.
It's, I guess, I don't know the best way that I want to describe it as, because it's not so much adult Home Alone. It's like Bob Odenkirk kind of plays a guy who effectively somebody comes in and burgles his house, and you find out that Bob seems like this pushover, nobody kind of like, boring guy.
He's a train killer, though, or something.
And it's because he wanted to get away from a life that none of his family knows he was part of. So some people come in and pretty much these thieves come in and
he has a certain set of skills.
So
they've taken
you're going
my
the direction
belongings.
I'm going. It's kind of like the movie Taken.
Instead of his daughter, it's my belongings.
Except somebody breaks into his house and he murders the ever-living daylights out of these guys.
Okay.
And then that escalates into basically
So it's Castle
a
Wall, the
war
movie.
with a crime boss.
Oh, really? Okay.
So then all of a sudden he's now being hunted, and so he's got to go and take his special skills.
But why is there a second? I guess.
He goes on vacation. The premise is he goes on vacation and somehow he stirs up trouble on vacation. But the whole concept is like, he's like, why do you want me? I'm a nobody kind of thing. Like, and then it gets pressed through and he's like, all right. He does a great job. It's a good movie.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk plays a really good, like, normal to crazed character, where it's very normal, and then all of a sudden he just gets absolutely something bad happens and he goes off the deep end.
I mean, one of my friends said that there's a big, strong comparison in terms of, like, almost like there's two camps of, on the lines of John Wick.
Yeah.
He's a normal person until he gets triggered.
Yeah.
Granted, his dog doesn't get shot or anything like that, but like in this one, that's kind of what happens. He gets triggered and he's just trying to be himself, although he's got the backstory of being a awesome dude, so, like a BA. So yeah, Nobody 2. I definitely think I want to see this Weapons movie, but I think just so that I'm in the right mindset, I need to try to figure out a time to sneak in watching the movie Barbarian. Yeah. I know they're not linked, but
it's so weird though. It's probably going to be the same vibe.
Yeah.
I love that because that guy's a comedy person. So the best horror movies, man, are always these like crazy comedy
and
directors.
I kind of dig those too, because usually they'll put some dark elements in there to just kind of like calm your heart rate.
Yeah, that's why I think Jordan Peele's really good at these horror movies. It's great.
Yeah, we were talking about the movie Nope, which I haven't seen, and apparently that's phenomenal.
Pretty good too, yeah.
Should we get on with it?
Yeah.
All right.
Got quite a bit to
Speaking
talk
of
about.
nobodies, let's introduce a couple of them. I'm just kidding, Griff. It's not a couple of nobodies. It's really just one.
I could be a nobody. I've got no body if it's audio only.
I ain't got nobody.
Can't sing over the intro. It's going to be confusing.
Oh, that is true. That's not even probably... Look, it's fine. You know that if you're dealing with this kind of insanity, it must be the Lighthouse IT Solutions podcast. I'm your host, Matt. Over there, joined with me is Griffin. Griffin, it is hot in this stupid state.
Yeah, well, we got our first rain in a while, so at least there's that.
Yeah, so at least the rain came overnight and made it really humid.
Yeah, at least I got a mow now.
Yeah. So if you hear some more than normal background noises, it is because it is just, if there's any bleed through, we apologize, but it's, man, what is wrong with this state?
It's hot, dude.
It's hot.
Yep.
Also talking about things that are ridiculous. I got one for you. Can we file this under the things I thought happened decades ago? AOL is ending their dial-up service.
Yeah. I would have also guessed that happened quite a while ago. Maybe 2010, maybe a decade ago, maybe 2015 or whatever. But
this is my
2025, this is hell. So it was up for 3 decades, I guess.
And I'm not saying that AOL shouldn't exist. I'm saying the dial-up service,
Yeah, literally dial-up, utilizing phone lines. Crazy.
Was still in service. Is still in service.
I imagine this is like rural communities who haven't had any sort of infrastructure for.
Yeah, but you got Starlink and Wisp, and I'm not saying there aren't areas where you can't get anything.
The people I know who are out of infrastructure range for copper lines have satellite.
Yep.
So
and it's terrible, but it's going to be better than dial-up.
Yeah. You think that's the last dial-up? Like, do you think there's any other variants?
I don't.
I'd also be curious.
Somebody's got to be doing this, but I just don't know who.
I'd also be curious if this was U.S. or if this was international.
Oh, I didn't think AOL was necessarily international.
I don't know, yeah. But all the articles are like, in parentheses, yep, it was still working.
So we hear from the Associated Press that AOL is reporting the shutdown of its dial-up internet service after 3 decades. It's kind of sad. But let's be real. Broadband, mobile, that's just, your cell phone.
Yeah.
Cell phone coverage is so much better than it used to be. Theoretical speeds of 5G, we're not even near what it's capable of.
I know, yeah. It was interesting to hear some of the stuff from the ASCII group meeting.
Right? We're not even scraping what it's capable of doing.
Yeah.
They're saying it no longer makes sense. And all I can say is, has it made sense in 10 years?
As of 2022, 0.1% of American households still had dial-up.
0.1?
0.1.
What do you think it costs them per month?
I don't know. That'd be very fascinating, actually. I assume it's pretty cheap, right? But maybe it is more expensive because that's the only option and they know they can do it. I don't know.
Or it is $29.95 a month.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? Here's my theory. How much you want to bet those people are still working off minutes that they got off of the CDs?
That'd be funny. They're just buying those up left and right.
I'm still working off my 900-minute codes.
The CDs can be bought in lots on eBay. So, yeah, maybe. That'd be really funny, actually.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to do that. Somebody keeps claiming these codes that we made in the 90s because we gave these things out like they were butterscotches.
Yeah, seriously. For free, everywhere. I'm pretty sure I got those in cereal boxes.
It's easy to make fun of, but this feels like a really good thing because it means that, from I'm going to say cultural standpoint, it means we've finally shifted largely enough way that you can get broadband.
Way better access, yeah.
And I hope that that's true. I really do. I hope that 0.1% aren't completely without any options. I wonder how many of them need options.
There's Starlink and whatnot. And I say Starlink, but there are competitors to Starlink that do have various satellites in the sky, so if you don't want to support that.
You have your WISPs, your wireless ISPs, you have Starlink, and you have 5G, and then satellite providers as well. So they're all alternatives. Satellite kind of is rough. Satellite uses a phone line, or used to. I don't think they do anymore now. But in the early days, you used to have a phone line for upload.
Yeah, if you're talking
it used to dial out.
Like HughesNet or something.
Yeah. Look at you.
Yeah, so September 30th. So we do have a little bit of time still, but...
You have time to shop your options.
Yeah.
Is Earthlink still around?
I have no idea.
They are. They closed up years ago.
That's
why I guess I thought that AOL was closed.
Oh, yeah, that's still a thing. The difference, though, with Starlink and these satellite providers of old are the distance. The newer ones have such closer orbits, so the signal strength is better, and there's a lot less latency, so crazy. Well, I kind of want to bring up something real quick that is more of a cleanup story, because we talked about this extensively since 2020.
Ooh. That limits us down to 3 stories. Okay, go on.
So, Epic.
I should have guessed.
Epic started this whole thing back in 2020 where they didn't want to pay for Apple Store and Google Play Store fees, basically, Epic, the people who make Fortnite and that kind of thing, they were really just trying to make it so people didn't have to pay a 30% charge.
Well, that's the thing. it's these microtransactions is how a lot of these games survive at 30%.
Yep. 30% is a massive cut. So
I mean, I get grumpy because our credit card fee is like 4%.
yeah, well, 30 is
Maybe 5%. I don't know.
significant.
So 30%.
Yeah. And, they had some ground to stand on in terms of like, well, why doesn't Amazon's app on the App Store take a 30% fee and things like that? There are exclusion deals that Apple and whatnot has been doing, and it's unfair in their mind. So Epic went legal with it and sued Apple and tried to make this all happen. But
Which is funny because they kind of lost.
Yeah, there were some things, but we had already actually kind of talked about that. But we're not talking about Apple today. We're talking about
The other side.
Google Play Store. Epic won against them.
This is great.
It's a pivotal antitrust case. Basically, Epic is now able to do quite a bit on the thing, but it's not just Epic. They've won for other apps and stores and whatnot. This changed how Google is allowed to manage their Play Store billing system, I guess. So quite a few things have changed, and realistically, I'll give you kind of the highlights of it all, basically. But this means that Google can no longer mandate developers to use its billing system in the Play Store specifically. So third-party payment systems are allowed now, which is pretty sweet. Exclusive content deals incentivizing developers to launch solely on the Play Store must cease for 3 years, which is kind of interesting. And then Google must allow independent app stores to distribute apps within the Google Play platform upon long-standing exclusivity.
This is very interesting, but do you know what this also does? I believe this sets precedent for Fortnite's case against Apple.
Yep. This could change things, for sure. So
I think some of these items in there, I think, are growing hairs. The concept of not allowing exclusivity. This is something we've seen in the consoles for years, and it's annoying, but
it's going away, though.
But,
Microsoft doesn't do it anymore.
Well, I think what I read is that I read something that effectively Sony said that they don't even view the Xbox as a current competitor.
Yeah. Well, because Xbox kind of stopped. They said we're going to go all in with live, like the idea that everything is, cloud gaming or
streamed
whatever.
In stuff, and PlayStation's pretty much just says we have no next gen console competitor.
Yeah.
So good job at Epic. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah. Next steps would be: is something going to happen with the Apple side? Are they going to try to do something again?
I think it's probably going to be a while before they can use this use this in their case against them. But
yeah, and this is a win, but Google does plan on continuing to appeal and potentially even taking it to the Supreme Court. So it's not over necessarily.
But it's interesting because we're talking about Google, who is already on the other side fighting with kind of an antitrust situation. Then on top of that, they're kind of dealing with their own thing on the search and browser side.
Yep.
And taking advantage of the situation, Perplexity, which is a company you may not have heard of, offers $34.5 billion for the browser.
A crazy amount. Which is, it's twice the value that Chrome was even at.
Yeah, which is around 14-ish, right?
Yeah. And it's significantly more than Perplexity's even valued at. So.
Yeah, I don't know who's bankrolling this.
Yeah, I don't know.
They obviously, I think they can get the money. But quick backstory, Perplexity AI is an AI-based search engine.
They are very interested in making an AI browser, so that's kind of their back-end reasoning.
And I think this gives them a leg up if they look at Microsoft Edge.
Yep.
You've already got a massive install base compared to Edge. Microsoft is integrating Copilot into everything.
Yep.
This enables Perplexity to enable itself into everything.
Yeah, I'm a little worried though because
don't know how that's not an antitrust type of situation, but again, Google's bigger, so
yeah. Perplexity has come out though and said like the reason we want to do this is for targeted advertising, which we've already discussed has pros and cons.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could be wild if they got Chrome. It could be wild.
But Perplexity is saying, look, hey, they didn't even, by the way, I should mention, this is an unsolicited bid. Perplexity is just watching the news and says, hey, we'll give you $34.5 billion for this. And the company, which you would still consider a startup, says, look, our goal is to keep Chromium open source. We're going to invest another $3 billion in the platform over the next couple of years. We don't plan on changing the default search engine. We don't, and they said they're ready to go. This is really, really like, I mean, I think as to whether or not Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, is willing to sell is probably unlikely, just simply because they're probably going to fight hard for it. Because
I mean, willing to sell, definitely not, but being forced to by U.S., yeah, maybe.
but you know that it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, do you take the money and run? But Chrome, by Alphabet's admission, Chrome is essential to its combined search AI strategy.
Yeah.
So being forced to divest that could take years. So there's still years before we're seeing them that they would be forced to do it.
I think that's why Perplexity is just throwing something in there into the mix. Hey, there's a willing buyer right here for a lot of money. So,
It's insane.
if that sways your opinion, please sell it to me. So I understand what they're doing. It's just like wild to even think about it. So I'm curious about like their investors and stuff, but there's no public information about who they are, what, that kind of thing. So
It's one to one. I don't think this goes anywhere, but it does make you realize, like, look, there are people. The AI browser is a coming.
oh, yeah.
Everybody wants to make it happen. And Perplexity, again, it's a small startup, but Perplexity is ready to play. They want to take this on.
Yep.
And having something as amazing as Chrome would be super valuable. It's like instantly probably 70% of the install base, the browsers are going to be Chrome based.
Yeah.
Because, right, for $34 billion, you could write your own browser. That's not what they're trying to get at. And they're probably working on one now.
They want the existing user base, yeah.
Exactly. They immediately get billions of users.
Yeah. Right away.
Right away.
Yeah. Some that are locked in via hardware with Chrome OS.
Right.
Yeah. Nuts. So, and obviously Google has the monopoly, if you will, on search right now still. Bing's got nothing on them. But you know who else is trying to get into that game? Good old Reddit, man.
What?
Reddit wants to be the internet's search engine, search giant. And it kind of makes sense, especially with the current deal that they have with Google, where they are showing up on front pages and such. And with their plethora of data and forum posts and whatnot, it's quite possible. They're trying to do this thing, I guess, called Reddit Answers, which is an AI-powered like Q&A product. So it's a little less like forum-based. So they're already kind of moving away from the forum idea. So the idea would be to have a Google competitor that is just all Reddit-based, all their answers, everything like that, which is largely human-created at the time. So it could be very powerful.
We know via our own anger, because of their API price hikes and everything else that they were doing, we knew they were doing something about this to this effect, and they're just trying to build value.
Yeah.
Having a problem remembering, did they ever
go public?
Yeah.
I think they went public, yeah.
It was just last year.
Do they have a ticker? Yeah, RDDT. Yep, they're public. Yeah, since 2021, they've been trying to go public, but as of March 20th, 2024 is when they went public. $34 per share, $6.4 billion valuation. Jeez. And by next year, $10 billion valuation. Yep. So that was a success.
But at what cost?
But at what cost, yeah.
I'm looking at you, Apollo. He's a YouTuber now.
Is he really? I don't remember the guy's name. It
was like Christian
Scandinavian
Selig
or something, yeah.
Sounded like he should be a DJ, not a software developer.
Oh.
I think he's Canadian, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the idea behind this is to make the platform more search central, focused on community navigation, and capitalize on its position as 6th most searched term in Google in the US last year. When people ask something and they put Reddit at the end of it, basically. So, makes sense, man. It's an interesting move that I think will pay off, especially after all the money that they've just built up after going public. So, we'll see if maybe Reddit tries to buy Chrome.
That brain hurt make.
Yeah, that would be wild. So that is an interesting thing to consider when you're thinking about SEO and stuff. You should probably be still posting on Reddit and things, especially if it becomes a search engine. You should have some sort of brand awareness there, unfortunately.
Yay.
Yeah. But also, where you should have brand awareness? Pinterest.
What?
Pinterest, man. Pinterest has been growing like no other.
Me the Pinterest is growing, and I struggle with this.
It's hip with the kids. You think it's all moms crocheting, but it's not.
No, it's crocheting moms.
Yeah, it's not. 573 million active users in Q2 of 2025. And it is pretty much directly associated with Gen Z at this time, in terms of engagement and shopping innovations. The main thing really, and they haven't really been seeing, I guess, growth in terms of user base but it has been interactions with Gen Z. But that 572 million users, active users, man, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's huge.
Now, are these
And that's
American,
up
or
8
is this
million.
more of a...
That is EU and American. So, yeah, they're up 8 million by Q1. So it's not like crazy growth or whatever, but it is seriously strong revenue growth.
And their CEO kind of wanted to make it more of a marketplacey thing. And
Yep.
I wonder if TikTok's push to make themselves an universal app, having a store and everything, made people go, well, I don't know if I trust you, but then Pinterest has always been here for
Pinterest,
me.
yeah, has a brand name that I trust and whatnot. And, oh, look, they have a store now. Oh, I can buy things directly from it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, let's do that. And it has an
Let's
Etsy
go.
connection. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty huge with Gen Z right now. And the other thing about some social media innovations right now is this Instagram changes that they're doing. They have a small one where they made it so that if you have 1,000 followers, you're able to live stream. That you have to have 1,000 at least. A lot of it is just like bot protection and such. But they also are going directly up against Snapchat, which, like TikTok, introduced some sort of map feature so that people could review. And basically, it was taking over what Google Maps is doing right now, which is, here's a restaurant. I want to go here. Like, it's just a map. Digital listing map. But Instagram's now doing it, which is super weird in my mind. But the way it is makes sense because of, again, shopping.
I laugh at this because this just shows you sort of how out of touch our Congress is, because you've already said it. Snap has had this for years.
Yeah, and it's been good. Like, it's probably the only way they're making money besides advertising, because advertising was going down for them.
Yeah, I think it's creepy and weird, and why would you share your location with your followers at all time?
Yeah, and I've actually called people out for having that on, and they're like, what? That's on?
Yeah, because I think it's a default on.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up is, and why I say the conversation about Congress is, there are people looking to take action, privacy action, against Instagram.
There's bigger apps that are doing that, technically.
And you're like, you guys are late to the party. If you're
Yeah.
worried about the Instagram and this privacy thing, this is just because there's a Facebook property that you've actually heard of. There are users that have been doing this for
A long time.
10 years
Yeah.
that have been giving away this information. Instagram is not the first.
Yeah, I think Snapchat's probably before 2020 they started
I
doing
believe
that.
so.
So, long time. Yeah. It's spooky.
Yeah, I just don't understand that.
Yeah. My last little social media thing I want to bring up, though, is an interesting thought about LinkedIn and how it's also doing some serious growth here. They had some record engagement and revenue, up from 9%. They have a 20% increase in video uploads.
It's a lot of vidya.
Yeah, huge. So their total members hit 1.2 billion, although about only 400 are actually
I'm telling you, though, I find myself more gravitating towards LinkedIn content than I am most other.
Yeah, it's crazy. They've got a pretty good algorithm. We went over it a few episodes ago, and it's pseudo-public. You can kind of, like, they didn't actually make the algorithm public, but they told you how the process goes at least, which is nice. I like some open door policy there.
Help me understand how to make my content shine.
Yeah, yeah. And I would say that LinkedIn is potentially one of the ones that has some of the most, like, AI right now. I just keep seeing it. Maybe that's based on things I click and whatnot. But, like, yeah, it's got a lot of stuff that I'm a little worried about. There's rising concerns about fake activity that LinkedIn isn't, like, dealing with. But LinkedIn's also not adding AI users themselves like Facebook is. So, hard to be upset when it's human.
It's very clearly somebody trying to game the system.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not.
Instead of Meta being like, we're going to make a bunch of AI accounts and post them in all your local groups so that you interact with them and get more engagement for whatever reason. So your AI can engage with its AI. Like, what? I don't understand that, but whatever. Yeah.
I've become a new kind of, like, that is almost my social media of choice. I like the content. I'm learning a lot through it. You talk about bots. I feel like Reddit is way worse.
Yeah, I haven't used Reddit in years now, admittedly.
There's a couple subreddits that just, they work for me, but when I look at some of these other ones, I'm like, you are very clearly a bot.
Yeah.
And there's even some where it's like, hey, I think some of my favorites is sometimes people post and you're like, pretty sure that's a vendor trying to sell.
Yeah.
And then all of the other accounts that are like, yeah, we love that product, blah, blah, blah. You're like, yeah, you're not real either. Most of you probably are not real. So,
but also like, how do you? Yeah, it's so hard to get around. I watched a thing about the age verification law thing where it's like you have to upload your ID to everything too, and it's like, I don't want to upload my ID to Reddit, man. I don't want to do that to Instagram. I don't want to do that to Facebook. It's crazy. At least LinkedIn gives you the option.
I thought CAPTCHAs were supposed to weed out the AIs.
Right? Yeah. No, CAPTCHAs are not working with AI, man. AI is too far gone now.
Speaking of, you know what we haven't talked about in at least 15 minutes? AI.
Oh, cool.
ChatGPT-5 is here.
Yeah.
So let's put it as it is. Look, ChatGPT-5 seems to be like a small step overall in terms of how the intelligence system works, but it's a refocus, and it's less about sort of we'll call them the AI champions, and more for everyday users.
Yeah, it's supposed to be able to go between models at its discretion. It's supposed to be able to
like between
recognize
reasoning and thinking and all those kinds of things.
That's always nice.
It's supposed to be able to look and understand what the tasks are being requested of it, and sort of just adjust what model it is using in the back end. It's also quite a bit faster, but also one of the cheaper. They dropped the cost. And so given that it is incrementally better in some ways, that may not be astronomically better, the cost alone compared to products like Anthropic's Claude, which, by the way, Claude 4 Sonnet has gotten an upgrade, so the context window supports 1 million tokens.
Oh, wow.
Instead of the 250 or 256,000. Yeah, that puts it real close to, I think actually that matches Gemini in terms of the size of its context window. But anyway, ChatGPT-5 still able to do some coding. It's very close, but it is substantially cheaper than Claude.
That's good. I wonder what the main backlashes have been. Is it just because, it's not as big of an update as I was hoping, I guess. But I think the idea that you should be able to recognize, this model would be better than this model, I'll use this one instead, I think is massive. I think that's quite good. So I'm for it. I'm here. I haven't tested it yet, but
I like this because it sounds like it's going to be a great entry point.
Yeah.
Because I guess we haven't really talked about it here, but it's one of those kind of like discussions as we're with clients. Some models are better at certain things than others.
Absolutely.
By making ChatGPT-5 a pocket knife,
yeah, there you go.
Am I going to cut down a tree? No. But am I making AI accessible for the common person, the common user? Guys, do you know why Apple kind of grew in the consumer space?
Accessibility.
They made products that people used.
Mm-hmm. Make it easy to use.
It made sense for the product's use.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. Again, if you are a giant AI nerd, GPT-5 doesn't mean anything to you. It is what it is. But if it makes it easier, if you're listening to this and you don't have a ton of experience, I think what's great is we talk internally, like you kind of need to identify
like
what model fits your work style.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to. Now regular users can use ChatGPT-5 and you can get good. And it's supposed to minimize its hallucinations, and it's supposed to be more aware of those types of things. Like, it just seems like this is a focus on maturity instead of performance.
Yeah. That's
not going to... I get it. Us elites, we're not going to dig it. We're going to be stuck with our Sonnet or Opus or Geminis. I mean, there were complaints because they kind of made 4.0 disappear for a little bit. And people are like, no, we prefer... Because 4.0 was technically faster than GPT-5.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you're listening to this, you don't know where to start. Well, we'll actually have some great news coming on there soon. But when you're picking a large language model, instead of being like, well, what task am I doing? Now you can pretty much just say, ChatGPT-5 is going to be a great starting point.
Yeah, like you said, big win for everyday users.
Which, backpedaling off of that whole concept, I was reading a very fascinating article that AI might actually be doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the U.S. economy.
I've heard some interesting things on this concept. I'd like to hear what you got, I guess.
So I was reading an article, and the article talks about one economist, Paul Kudrowski, stating that AI investment added roughly 1.3 percentage points to our GDP's 3% growth.
Man,
3%,
how do you calculate that?
Yeah, 3% of the GDP's growth, 1.3% was because of AI investment. And we're seeing that in our little area of the world. There's 2 data centers that are specific to AI going in Wood County.
Yeah. We got to up our power
Yeah,
providers.
And everybody's already noticing the electrical grid going up in price.
Yep.
But it's incredible. And big tech spent $69 billion on infrastructure relating to AI last quarter.
Yeah.
3 months, $69 billion.
I mean, the Microsoft one was massive recently. And like you said, locally here we have Meta and I think Intel technically still. I don't know.
I believe the Intel one is supposed to be back on the books. It got delayed.
Yeah.
But I think they talked to them, because that was supposed to be outside of Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that got delayed and now it's back on again. I actually think that that's one of those things where it was delayed and then the tariffs came in and Intel said, okay, we're going to start rebuilding this again.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Microsoft alone put $80 billion in globally this year. So,
and the industry as a whole, the expectation is that $320 billion will be spent building out AI this year in the industry. The big winners, obviously chip makers, NVIDIA, AI, NPUs, things like that.
Yep. NVIDIA's like $4.5 trillion company now.
But also, unsurprisingly, you already hinted to another one that's going to make out like bandits: utility companies.
Yep.
Because they need more money, and real estate.
Yeah.
Because they're hurting a little bit because prices for real estate is finally stabilizing. Look, it's going to be interesting if the overall productivity gains sort of lag as a result of all of this. We might be on a bubble.
I know. I
And
feel like
also the GDP is hard because a lot of processors and chipsets are made overseas. So this might be contributing to our growth to an extent, but also a lot of money going overseas.
I read an article about the similarities to this and the .com crash.
In like 2001.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if anything actually happens. But
it'll be interesting to live through it. Oh, wait.
Again.
Boy, I'm looking through notes, and you know what I see?
A lot of AI.
A lot of AI.
Yeah.
It's unsurprising, which is kind of cool to be able to say that we are looking to be launching details very soon on an AI-focused class.
Yeah.
We're going to do a seminar here at Lighthouse HQ.
An in-person one.
Yeah, I'm really excited what you can expect. We're going to talk a little bit about understanding why is now the right time to finally pick up AI. It's reached a very strong maturity.
Why it's secure now, too.
Why we can look at security and there's enough information on how we can keep ourselves safe.
Because it can be done. I hear a lot of stigma with it, but it's you can do it.
And the reality is there's a significant amount of productivity that you can gain even in just small areas that easily pay for itself.
Yeah, a lot of the people who I hear are against AI, it's all about creativity. And I'm like, well, half of the reason I'm using AI is not creative at all. It is just data processing. It is just mundane things that I just don't want to have to do. Saves me a ton of time.
AI is fantastic with taking trends, and it'll be no surprise. It's very good at math, but it's very good with data sets and asking questions about those data sets to understand trends, to forecast, and actually to take data that would previously be hard to organize and understand. It's able to organize and understand.
Yep.
Just handles it in multi-dimensions, like it's just in a way that is more difficult for our brains to process. And I say all that to say is, I think now is the time. You are seeing so many different sessions and things come up about AI. The reason you're going to want to check out ours, well, one, we're going to actually turn you loose on an actual AI. Most companies aren't doing that. They're telling you how great AI is and trying to sell you a product. This is actually going to be a class, and you're going to actually get to crack open a chat window.
Get into the weeds.
And get to use AI. We're going to let you do that. We're going to talk a little bit about how you talk to it, how you build with your prompt engineering, as we call it. And I'm really excited about this. This is one of those things where We knew the timing had to be right, and we think now it is. So that's coming up at the end of September.
Yeah.
We got more details coming. Probably the next podcast will have all of the details confirmed. But I'm so excited. That's just going to be amazing. In the meantime, keep checking out our hub. Keep checking out our socials. Griff and his team do an amazing job keeping that information up to date. We're also doing a lot with the new Lighthouse Labs series. We're taking a look at, solving problems using solutions that we have access to.
Yeah, last week we did a Odoo sales demo, and we're going to do an Odoo project demo coming up. So.
Heck yeah. Listen, streamline your processes. AI is not the only way to increase productivity. I think we tend to forget that. Traditional data and reporting is still alive and well. And so it's not just AI that can provide your business with intelligence. It's just having a good process. So check out the hub, hub.lighthouseSOL.com. You can also go there. You can view the notes from this particular podcast. Maybe you want to listen to it again or any of the previous episodes along with their show notes. It's all there. Maybe check out the YouTube channel for the Lighthouse Labs. Subscribe to us there. You can even listen to this and all of our other episodes are being pushed out. With all that said, Griff, I think that tackles everything today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's awesome. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Do your best. Stay cool. We'll catch you next time on the next episode of the Lighthouse IT Solutions Podcast. See ya.